Good morning.
How are you?
Very good. So, how was your week with them?
It was a good week. I feel like we made some really good progress. Like Sam really helped me with a lot of in-hand work, and just
Great.
spending a decent amount of time on the in-hand work, we really got him to supple, I think, a little bit more.
Excellent.
But we'll see if it translates today.
Well, let's start with that and see what we do.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. If you've joined us on Facebook, welcome. Nice. What I love is how much more active and rhythmic his step has become over the last few weeks. Very nice. Go ahead and go large down the long side. And then turn by the center line at the top and leg yield to the right. Good. That's it. Watch that bend to the inside with the neck there a little bit, but that was quite good. He's stepping quite nicely under himself. Let's do that one more time when you get to the other end here. Turn down the center line and do that again. And just concentrate on keeping that neck straight and controlling the position with your outside rein.
Okay.
Good, good. Now, do you see how he kind of threw his shoulder there out there at the left and kind of walked on a diagonal line? Let's do that one more time and try to keep the position. Don't let him throw his shoulder suddenly to the right. That's what you're supposed to be doing with that outside rein, is trying to keep the body straight. We want him to lead slightly with the shoulder, but we don't want him to suddenly throw the shoulder over to the right and straighten out his body.
Okay.
We try to keep it a little more consistent. Once you start as you start to make your turn there like that at this level. Good, like that, keeping his neck straight. Good job. Keep that going. Don't let him throw the shoulder out. Much better that time. Keep it going. Very nice. Much better that time. Going straight down this long side, and then down the next long side, try a little shoulder in down the long side. So we're just going to displace his shoulders to the inside a bit, taking him onto two tracks. If you can bring his shoulders in just a little bit more. Ask those hindquarters to move over a bit. There you go. That's more like it there. Better. Still a little bit more. He kind of threw himself back to the rail again with you. Try it one more time down the next long side, keeping it a little bit more off the rail with the shoulder.
Okay.
Keeping a good steady rhythm, but he's just avoiding the work by straightening himself out, so he doesn't have to really push up to his back there so much. There we go, like that. Now keep him right there. Very good. Just watch that we don't get, there you go, right there. Watch that inside rein that we don't get too much bend in the neck. That's good. Keep that going. Very nice, right there. That was very good. Good. Now back onto your circle there and just stretch him really deep all the way down now on your circle.
Okay.
Try to move those hindquarters a little bit more outside the circle. Always that issue with him is he wants to kind of be on two different circles. So that's okay, but only if the forehand circle is the smaller one, not the other way around. Try to move your hindquarters outside a little bit more again.
Thank you. Good boy.
There you go. Now you have it like that. Keep that. Hindquarters again a little bit, starting to fall in a bit.
Oh, he's going to poop.
Okay.
Okay, Calvin. Ready?
There we go.
That's a boy.
There you go. Move those hindquarters like that. You can keep it consistent. Very good there. There we go. All the way down. All right. If he trots a little bit. There, I like that. Stay on your circle. And once again, move the hindquarters outside your circle just a little bit more. One more time. Begin to release a little bit deeper into the stretch. There. Much better. Like that. There you go. And you can stop there and reverse. He's getting much better about all that. The active step is getting more active. He wasn't so resistive about you moving his hindquarters outside today. That was good.
Yeah, that's what I noticed the most, is that the more we worked on it this week, the more he was actually being responsive to it, instead of me kind of, asking and asking and asking and not really getting much other than a protest, like a trot forward or a, so I'm happy with that.
Great, he's understanding. So just start. Starting on the circle to start with a little bit as we get to stretch deep. Better. Go ahead and go large down the long side. Next time around, just do one more circle there.
Okay.
Trying to move the hindquarters just a little bit, so that's getting better now. Step is getting better. I'd like to see him stretch a little bit deeper still. That's it, like that. So he's stretching into the contact with your hand. And turn by the center line next time you come by it, and then leg yield to the left. Not too bad. Needs to step over just a little bit more. He's still, right now, he's just threw his shoulder out. So he threw the shoulder way to the left, but the hindquarters didn't go with it. So try that again. Center line. Once again, start your leg yield just as you start to make the turn before he straightens all the way out. Already have him asking to step over. That will help you. Now, later on, it's good to go straight. But in the beginning, starting in the turn really helps us to get that inside hind leg engaged before he straightens out and becomes resistant. Start right there. You're already moving them over like that. That's more like it. Much better. There we go. Good job now. That was good. Yeah, nice deep stretch at that. Go ahead and go straight down the long side and then down the next long side, shoulder in or shoulder 4. Need to move the shoulder off the rail a little bit. He's now, like his neck is a little over to the right, but his body is just walking straight down the rail. So let's try that again down the next long side. And once again, like you did when you turn down the center line, I want you to start leg yielding as you start to make that turn and bring the forehand on off the rail. So think about moving those hindquarters now as you get into the corner there. So you're already getting them active.
Okay. The other thing I noticed is I kept ending up behind his shoulder. I think it's a lot easier when I'm sort of right here.
There you go. Yeah, that's where you should be, right there. That's the safe. There. Now we have it, like there. Good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's more like it, right there. That's the shoulder forward. Very nice. Keep that going. Much better today. Good job. Now onto the circle here, and again, stretching all the way down.
Okay.
Think about moving those hindquarters a bit outside the circle there. Bring him a little bit shoulder forward on the circle, get his hindquarters to engage a little bit more. Once again, hindquarters need to move to the outside a bit more.
Whoa. Whoa.
There you go. There you go. Now you're starting. There you go. Good job. Really nice there. Really nice. Very nice. Just let him stretch all the way down now. Stay on your circle. Try not to let him straighten out. Stay on your circle. Move the hindquarters just a little bit again. We're getting just a little bit deeper on to stretch into the contact with your hand a little bit more.
Walk. Thank you. Good boy.
There you go. There. There. Now all the way down. There, like that. Really good now. Right there. Much better. You can stop there, and we can put him on the side reins.
Okay. Whoa.
But that's all coming much, much better. You're really starting to control the shoulders much better when you think about it and get it right. And of course, where you are positioned, relative to him does make a big difference. So always experiment with that. You got it into a good place. Much improved. He was much more willing to move away from you that time.
Sorry, Alvin. It was my fault. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi, Sam. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good. I don't know if you can hear me. Hi. I'm talking to Darcy tonight.
Good to see you. All masked up. Very good.
You can clip it, I think. Because I'm going to put the thing on. I just have to get his reins off. Do you mind taking the other rein? Thanks. That's true. And I need my blue whip. Thank you.
Once again, always a good habit to get in the habit of leading the horse along your shoulder, just like the work in hand. For the biggest reason that the calmest horse in the world may get excited, and if they're behind you, they will run you right over. Especially a big, heavy one like this.
I kept trying to remind myself of that all week, actually. I knew you were going to get me.
That's a good thing to remember.
Yeah, definitely.
I've seen enough people run over in my life to realize that, it can happen out of the blue,
And it can happen to someone that's been around horses a long time, and yeah.
That's it.
I had a trainer that actually happened to, leading horses in and out of paddocks, and I think he punctured a lung when it happened.
Doesn't surprise me. A professional should know better.
Yeah. Walk. Good boy.
So just start on your smaller circle there, just like you did when you're just in the work in hand, which is kind of what you're doing when you're first starting out. This is kind of working in hand, a little bit differently since you have side reins on, but that's the idea, is to stay there and get that happening, and then begin to widen your circle.
Good boy. Yep. Good boy.
Trying to ask him to yield those hindquarters a little bit. Same thing here, is he's always wanting to go with his shoulders kind of pulled outside the line of the rest of his body.
Yeah. Walk.
There you go. You get there? There we go.
Walk. Walk. Good boy.
There we go. Beginning to get there. Yeah. Like that. That's more like it. Good job. There. Like that. Good. There we go.
Good boy.
Now you can ask him to trot.
And trot. Good boy.
We don't worry about the transition. It's not going to be very good at this point, so we just get him into it as best we can.
Good boy.
Yeah, good. Notice everybody watching this, how differently he moves. As soon as that head starts to drop, watch how the hocks start to flex more. A little bit smaller circle there until he starts to stretch. There you go, like that. Now we're beginning to get there. Needs a little more activity behind. Keep him a little closer to you. Walk with him if you need to so he can be on a little bigger circle, but stay a little closer to him. We've still got to get him to yield those hindquarters a little bit more in the trot here on the lunge. So every time he comes up and hollows, you know that you need to bring him back onto that smaller circle again. We get him to start yielding his hindquarters. There we go, like that. Beginning to get there. That's more like it. Now notice that his belly just now started to pull up a little bit. Everybody watching this, look how his belly has now started to lift a little bit. So that tells us he's beginning to engage his stop line. Much better. Yeah, good, good, good. Keep that, keep that. Very nice now, keep that. Really good. Now, just to see how it's looking, ask him to canter now.
Ready? And canter. Ready? Canter.
Got to keep it going for a moment.
Canter.
Keep it going. And back to the trot.
And trot.
Still a little bit disconnected. You can see when he starts to canter how the back end kind of falls out and the head comes up. And you notice he starts to engage that underside of his neck, which tells us he's pulling more than he's propelling himself forward. He's just not quite ready to do much canter yet, but it's coming. So all we do is just check to see what the canter looks like as we build enough muscle. When we build enough muscle, he'll canter and he'll canter correctly.
Go forward.
If we just canter a horse that's not over his back, that tends to just make them go lame. Too much tension. But that's a better trot now. Really good now. Once again, notice how his belly has pulled up. Really good. And you can let him walk.
And walk. Walk. Good boy.
Not bad. Once again, we don't worry about the downwards transitions, just like we don't worry about the up ones, but each time it gets a little better. And you may halt and change directions.
Whoa, Calvin. Whoa. Good boy.
What a good fellow this morning.
Yeah, he really is.
It's a great horse to watch too, because you see how this is the kind of horse that, you know, if he's not over his back, he looks like he should be pulling a plow. You know, once you get him swinging over his back, he looks completely different.
Good boy.
Like all horses. But you know, some horses, some of these expensive horses today, they look like something to people who don't like what they're looking at because they have so much natural movement and flexion in their hocks that even when they're hollow, it looks like something to people because they still see their hocks moving. Not moving correctly if you actually knew what you were looking at, but once again, that natural ability fools people. Whereas a horse like this, he is never going to look good unless he's right, you know. He'll look like a plow horse, essentially. His belly will drop. So it's so important that these kind of horses, you know, get over their backs.
Calvin, don't take offense. It's okay.
Well, really good, Calvin. You're a good boy. And you can go ahead and trot.
Ready? Trot. Good boy.
Now he's right into it in this direction. Right away, once again, think about where his hindquarters are. He's wanting to have his shoulders way outside. That's much better now. Really good. Keep that going. Keep trying to move the hindquarters a little bit to the outside, but really good into the stretch now. Starting to happen quite nicely. Nice and active. Of course, what we want to do, we want to look for the horse to get to the point where he starts doing this and keeps going without a lot of interference from us. That's sort of they start to develop an engine that runs by itself. It keeps idling, if you will. So whenever we can, and he gets in the right frame, for a moment we do nothing at all. And he starts to change, then we correct it. So looking for those moments of correctness to last longer and longer, like it's starting to do with this one. Takes a lot less time to get him there. And once again, see his belly is starting to pull up a little bit. He starts to take a little shape. Nice, keep that. Now, as you come around to the wall this time, ask him to canter. Let's take a look at what that looks like.
Ready? And canter.
Yeah. He's always a little bit better in this direction. Lets his neck out in front of him a little more now, so he's a little more comfortable in this direction. And he was stretching a little more quickly in this direction as well. There, like there, nice. And back to the trot. Now he actually started to stretch there in the canter, and that's what I'm looking for. So let's let him relax and stretch into the trot now. Really good. We're starting to have some good strides. Now look at the canter. Look at his belly after that canter. That pulled him up a little bit too. Got him activating his core a little more. There. Is that going? Consistent. Very nice. Keep it going. One more circle. Keep that going, nice and consistent. Really good, though. Really nice in this direction. And let him walk.
And walk, Calvin. And walk.
Really nice. We're moving through all this so much more quickly now. Okay, we're ready for Sam to come out, and we're ready for you to get on.
Okay.
That was really good. Each time this is coming much quicker.
Is Sam there, Dimitri? Yeah. What's up? Yeah. Thanks. Oh, actually, I didn't realize I'm attached on this side, so let's walk you this way. Yeah, and you know what I'm noticing? Like, he went much better to the right. When I'm riding him, the antics that I used to have of him kind of pulling me away and, like, running off with me, or whatever it was, kind of dragging me, are kind of only happening going left now. So, you know how the right seemed much easier for him? I feel like it might be somewhat related, do you think?
It is, absolutely. And the thing that you always have to remember about horses, and the reason, as well as the fact that they're asymmetrical, we have to train both sides, but a horse's brain is split in half. The right eye goes to the left brain, the right eye goes to the left brain, right eye goes to the right brain. There's no connection in their brain. They have no crossover. So what the right eye sees, the left one doesn't necessarily or register. So that's one of the reasons that horses can be so weird in different directions, you know?
Yeah.
And why it's important that we train them in both directions, because literally both halves of the brain have to be trained. And of course, as that back starts to come up, you'll see the horse becoming more consistent. So that tells us that his back is not staying up all the way when the horse is more difficult to one direction than the other. As that gets easier and easier and they get more even on the two sides, then we know the back is staying more lifted.
Yeah.
But it's always, horses are right and left-handed, just like you and I are. So one side's going to be, in the beginning, a little more difficult on all horses. Some it's more pronounced than others.
Will, can you hear me?
But I hope what you're seeing here now, after a few weeks of this, is
you're on camera.
How we train. Hey, how's it going?
Dimitri's here.
Dimitri, good to see you, man.
There we go.
How's life? Good. I didn't recognize you at first.
Go run some errands.
Do you want to grab this?
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, Will?
I don't know. I lost that in the course of whatever we were just talking about.
Sorry, we didn't mean to.
Oh, we were talking about the different sides of the horse. That's all.
Yeah, just like the fact that he was going much better right, even under saddle.
The back is becoming more consistent.
Not really pulling those antics going right, but pulling them going left.
I got some good video of him actually doing really, really well on both sides, but especially to the right. And he's getting more even. It just takes time.
That it does.
Okay. One more tightening, and then I think we're ready to get on.
I'm jealous of you guys having to wear those coats. I wish it would cool off here in California.
Oh, I saw Barb's post that it was 100 degrees.
100 yesterday, a little less today, but well into the high 90s.
That's crazy. You should see the foliage here. It's like red and orange and yellow, and it's beautiful.
It is really pretty.
I missed my early trip to Ithaca.
I know you'd be here soon if we were going to do the clinic on site.
Yeah, maybe we should take the camera outside so we can get a little, scenic viewing.
I've seen a little bit out the door there. It looks beautiful.
Okay.
I can post some pictures. It's not the same. Yeah.
Do you want to grab them?
Yeah, I got them. Come on. If he'll come with me.
Want to go? I think we
tried
should
to
go
follow
left
Dimitri,
first, since we just ended on.
Okay. Sure. On the right.
Yeah. Even though, I don't know, it is his harder side, but
it's okay. Okay, buddy.
So we decided that going to the left was his easier side, wasn't it, today there?
No, it's right is a little easier. So do you think we should go right first?
Right, yeah, good. Trying to remember which side it was.
Can you repeat that? You kind of broke up. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we've lost him.
There
he is.
Oh,
Are
okay.
you back?
Yeah.
There you go. It froze for a moment there.
Which side did you want to start on? Easier or harder side?
Easier side. Easier side. Always start on the easy side.
Start on the easier side. Okay. Anybody?
I forgot the entrance thing. I was going to ask where Ron is.
He's getting trigger ready.
Oh, okay.
And I had, like, his tack was everywhere. I didn't put it away in the right spots that he likes, so he was all over the place with his tack.
Okay, Sam, you're pretty much just staying there in the center. And Darcy, you're taking over control from the lunger here a little bit. So trying to move those hindquarters a little bit outside, just like we did on the lunge line. Our concern is to move displace those hindquarters a little bit to the outside so we get into push off that inside hind leg a little more into the stretch. Like that. There we go. Very nice. It's starting to happen. And it's very easy to tell when your horse is beginning to engage over the back because all of a sudden you feel that easy rhythm flow through the horse. You feel the flow underneath you. It doesn't feel like it's trying to stop every second. And of course, those are the moments when we want to do nothing at all. So the horse learns that when he's correct, we do nothing. That's why it's so bad to pull on the reins when we ride because basically you're punishing the horse. So if you're keeping a lot of pressure against your hands, as so many people are taught these days, you're basically punishing the horse throughout. So it's no wonder that horses get so pissy about everything because they're never really rewarded. And believe it or not, yelling "good boy" at the top of your lungs is really not a reward, as we see people doing. There we go. Now remember that walk to use your legs alternately. So as you feel that inward swing, just ask yourself, where do I feel my legs going as he's walking? And just very lightly follow that inward swing as it goes in. That's the moment that inside hind leg is about to step forward on that side. So I would ask him to engage a little bit more, like this. See if you can soften him into a little deeper stretch. Ask for a little more activity. Move the hindquarters out a little bit. There we go. It's getting better. Just a little more active step. Once again, just soften him a little bit. Usually when I say soften, what I generally mean is one of the rein, usually the inside rein, is going to just give and take a little bit. The other one's going to just stay steady, but without backwards pressure. That may be why I just shortened up on us there.
Okay.
Looks pretty good. I think you can move on. So once again, let's concentrate on getting back into that stretch. Move those hindquarters a little bit. Try to get him a little more shoulder fore on your circle. On top of that whip, you're getting to move the hindquarters over a bit more. Yeah, I like that. Bring it around, just like you did there. Bring it around a little more. Hindquarters a little more to the outside. That's more like it. Starting to get there. Could stretch a little bit deeper still, but that's coming. Step is starting to get more active. Every time you want to get a little deeper stretch, then ask him to step over a little more. And soften, get a little more contact with the rein. So you actually, I don't mean any more tension against them. I mean just take the slack out. Always working with the slack out. Remember, the rein the bit doesn't work well unless we have a soft contact. One rein has to stabilize the bit in the horse's mouth while we soften on the other. Now, generally, it's the inside rein that we soften to, but sometimes the horse is harder on the outside. So it's wherever you feel the more tension in your hand that you have to give and take a little bit to soften it, kind of like molding a piece of clay in your hand a little bit, trying to soften it. Like that. There we go. You started to bend away from your leg a little bit right there. Now prepare to trot. And trot on rising. Again, we don't care how the transition looks like. It's not going to be great. So just move him up into it and get going. There we go. Like that. Keep it consistent. I like how you're keeping your upper body up. That's really good. And that's the way. Just follow upwards with your hands. Once again, moving him off your inside leg again when he doesn't stretch, when he loses the back. Keep that going. Very nice right there. Good. Keep that going.
Whoa.
Good. Let's bring him back to a trot.
Okay, relax. And trot.
I got you.
Give and take a little bit. Give and take a little more. Put your shoulders up and back. There you go. Bring him back to trot.
He feels very, very forward right now.
Everyone's a little
Go ahead and
up
trot.
today.
Let's get him to use it in the trot.
There's a lot of excitement this afternoon. Maybe you saw the.
And just to clarify the way people think about it, forward means to engage forward under the body, not to go forward. A lot of people say this word, oh, my horse is forward because running around the arena like a lunatic. The horse that's running around like a lunatic is not forward at all. Forward implies that we can engage forward under the body. That's what the old masters meant by that.
Yeah.
It's been misinterpreted. Okay, now let's trot again.
There you go, buddy.
Nice there. Very good now. Let's keep that nice and consistent now. Very good. Right there. Very good. Keep that going.
Okay.
Let's bring him back to the trot again. Shorten up your reins. Stretch up. That's right. Keep going again. Very normal that they'd rather give you a lazy canter than give you a trot. Oh, you're going through there a little bit.
He's acting really a little funny today. I don't know what's going on.
All right. Go ahead and trot again. Kind of looks like he's trying to lift his tail a little bit there, so he may be still trying to relieve himself. There we go. Yeah, a little more active. There we go. Good job now. Just keep that going now. That's it. Keep your shoulders lifted. Remember, as you're making those adjustments, don't let yourself lean over too far forward. Keep your upper body. Shoulders should stay right where they are. Your hips come out of the saddle and move forward, but your shoulders stay in the same place. Really good now. Keep that. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Good. Keep it going. Keep it going. Another time around. Very good. A little bit more active again. That's the way. Good. Really good now. Like this. Keep it going. Now let him walk again. That was good.
And walk.
Boy.
Listen to
Now, you stretch all the way down in the walk again.
Oh, boy.
It's much better walk now.
It is. It feels a lot better.
Halt and change directions. Halt and change directions. That was really good.
Whoa, yeah. Good boy. Did you see him just drop his back leg?
He's gonna halt and sits. Will, I have a question. So I think he's doing some little funny things, like maybe he's too fast, too slow, this, the other, just not focused and engaged. And I think watching him from the middle of the circle and not having to worry about anything except for just doing my job here holding the lunge, what I'm thinking is not pay attention to any of those things that he's doing and not fussing over it and just kind of sending him forward. Is that
Exactly.
right?
That is correct.
Okay. Because I think he's getting a little hung up on himself, if that makes sense.
Yep. Yep.
And we just kind
So
of.
I guess then to clarify, I'm not really sure what that means. So does that mean like when he went to the canter, not to ask him to come back to a trot?
No, it's like send him forward into, like, just don't worry too much about everything that he's worrying about. And just be like, no, buddy. Like, don't make a big deal about anything he's making a big deal about. Just send him back into what you're going for. Forward.
In other words, the basic things that we're working on, instead of trying, oh, well, now I'm going to work him in the canter. You know, he's not ready to work in the canter, even though he did canter a little bit and it's looking better.
Yeah,
but you just quietly bring him back to what you're doing. But you're doing a good job of today.
Like when he was sticky off your leg in the trot. Like, don't worry about why. Just just send him forward into the hand. And
now, of course, if that persists, then you do worry about why. But any horse may be a little resistant, especially when they're green. And horses come in two varieties: those that have a tendency to get overexcited, and those that are over lazy. So I think this is of the more lazy variety, if you will. Most of these horses are. And whenever you're ready, it's go into a trot. And that's always a good thing. Lazy is better than crazy.
Certainly easier.
Yeah. There we go, right into that. Really nice. Now just keep that consistent. Once we get it in there, ask again. There we go. Softening right back down into the stretch. There, really good.
Yeah,
and keep it going. Right there, that's good. Good pace. Good enough, right there. Keep it going. And once again, everybody watching, notice how his belly has pulled up now. He doesn't have that look like he's a pregnant mare any longer. Much better. So that tells us that he's engaging across his top line, beginning to draw up his entire core. So we spend a lot of time talking about top line, but we have to always remember that it's really core strength. It's the bottom line as well. Has to be correct. Really nice. Keep that going. Loving it. Very, very nice.
That's a nice.
And this is just what you want. He's nice and floppy-eared. He's relaxed. He's not looking for anything, an excuse to get out of what he's doing. The work is within the realm of what he's capable of. And that's where most people get into trouble, is they start asking for horses to do things that they're not ready to do. Even that can be just getting on them. If their back isn't strong enough, there's no point in getting on them. They're never going to go correctly till you strengthen it. Really good. Keep that. I'm loving this. Really, really nice and consistent today. Once again, notice how relaxed he is. Once again, he gets those nice floppy ears that are, they're back, but they're softly back. They're not pinned back. There's a big difference when horses pin their ears back.
Yeah, right back into the rhythm.
Really good. Keep that going. So we just see them softly back. It tells us that they're listening to us. They're paying attention to us instead of whatever else they're looking for to react about.
Good boy.
Really nice. Keep it going. One more circle. I'm loving it. Now, when you guys are working on your own, I'm moving through all these things, but over this next week, come back and spend more time. You can come back, walk a little bit, then put him back in the trot again on your lunge line. But I want to keep moving through all this to get you loose. Really good, though.
Oh, can
Every
you
time I see you coming
said go back and forth between the walk and the lunge and the trot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good. See, when we start not paying attention, see how he starts going, okay, well, maybe they don't want me to do this. They're paying
Yeah, he saw a little opening there.
a little opening. Well, if they're not going to pay attention, I'm not.
Right.
Like that. And you may walk.
Oh, that was nice.
Walk. Good.
Yeah, Darcy, what you just did there is what I meant. Like, you just focused on the rhythm, and so did he.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did it consciously, but you did.
Yeah, I didn't probably, but
You may halt and unhook her, and you're going to stay in the middle of the arena where you are there, but just unhook her from the lunge line.
Do you want the side reins?
Leave the side reins on, fine at this level. They just give it, once again, they're kind of like training wheels on a bicycle, you know. They'll keep him from getting too far out of whack in case he starts to. But yet at the same time, there's no pressure on them. And once again, they're long enough there. You wouldn't want to ride any longer than this because you could step a foot through them. So we always have to be careful about that. And you'd never want to ride in side reins anywhere outside of just on the ground, in a nice, flat, safe arena where you are, period. And of course, we would never strap their heads down with it while we do this. It's just kind of like there's just a little bit of contact there, gives you a little help. Really nice. Keeping that circle now in the walk. Active circle around her. Good boy. I want you to stay on that circle, prepare to trot, and into a trot rising. But just what you were just doing, Sam is still, the only thing that's changed is now you're not hooked to the line. Be sure and correct your rising diagonal.
Oh. Thank you.
Be aware of it. There. Really good. Keep that going, just like that. Really nice today. Keep that going. Keep that going. Excellent. Excellent. How nicely he's reaching into the contact with your hand. This is fantastic. Great job right there. Just keep going around the circle. Now, this is the first time I've seen him do this and just completely ignore the door, completely ignore everything. Really, really nice. Right there. Excellent work. Keep it right there. Just keep going. I love it. That's it. Just take up. That's just the thing to do. Comes up. Just widen your hands to take up the slack. And once again, for everybody watching this, this is how we school horses. This is not how we're proposing that you go ride in a show ring with your hands up in the air, but we have to learn to do this widening thing in the beginning. These are training exercises as we teach the horse. Keep that going, a couple more steps. Really, really nice. Really nice today. And back to a walk.
Good boy.
Excellent. Now just walk on, just going on.
He said yesterday he was saving that trot for today, maybe.
Did you say to switch sides, Will?
No.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
I think
We just lost the, it's okay, I'm back. Just take across the diagonal now and change the rein.
Okay.
Whatever you like, just change there, doesn't make any difference. And back onto your circle around Sam.
Okay.
But that was so nice. That's the first time I really seen him without you being on the lunge line. He really relaxed into it. There was no hesitation, paying attention to you the whole time, not thinking about what else he might be able to get out of. Then circle around there at Sam. Has a much happier look on his face these days.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
And that comes from just know. That's why it's so important that the horse learn to know what the job is. That's why it's so important in these beginning stages that we stick to a routine and we build from a routine instead of doing something different every day. And that's why most people's horses never get anywhere, because they don't understand that you have to train systematically. Just like if you were training to be any other kind of athlete, right? You'd have to train consistently, right? You couldn't decide, oh, well, I'm going to work out for 2 days and not do it for 2 months. You know, it doesn't work that way. Now prepare to trot and into a trot rising in this direction. Progress will only be as consistent as you are. All right, wants to canter a little bit. Not bad. Just bring it back to trot again. Shorten your ringing. And use your voice command and trot. Lower your voice. Young horses are very important to use your voice command. Keep going now. And let's see if we can get him back in that stretch. Look where you're going. Needs to be a little more active, moving the hind. There we go. Now we're starting to get it. There we go, like that. Now he's back where we want him to be, just like that. Right around the circle, just like that. Nothing different. Nothing changes. Just like this. Really good. Really good. Keep going. A little more active, maybe. Right back to the trot again. No big deal. There. Really, really good. Keep it going, just like that.
It's funny, left went easier today.
Just because we were talking about it.
Yep. That's really good, though. Everything is going the best I've seen it go. This is really nice. In that he's really beginning to lock into working with you instead of looking for something not to, because he understands what it is you want him to do. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. Really nice. Really nice. And you may walk.
And walk. Good boy, Calvin. Good boy.
Really nice. Walk out to the center there by Sam and dismount. That was absolutely fantastic today. What a breakthrough with him, as far as I'm concerned. How nice and consistent that was. And you could feel how he was stretching deep into the contact on both sides. That was really, really nice. Beautiful work
Look at
today.
that face. It's like, I know.
And they do.
He hears the
Once
praise
we
coming from the ceiling.
really understand what we want, they're happy to help us.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I think we lost you again, Will.
Oh, I'm still. Can you still hear me?
Okay. Yep. It just cut out for a second.
As Bill Steinkraus said, if you can't get him to like it, it's never going to be good. What I add to that, if you can't get him to like it, it's never going to be very safe, because they're always looking for. A horse that doesn't like the work is always looking for a way out of it.
Yeah.
And when something happens that puts a little pressure on, that's when they take the opportunity.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah. Come on.
Really, really nice. Any questions today? Come up in the center so we can talk for a moment.
I don't think so. So just to clarify, though, just to make sure we both understood it. So you said when we're working this week, you want us to kind of transition a little bit between walk and trot once in a while?
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, just like you did. So we begin to build the amount of time that he's staying over his back. In other words, and the idea that we can come back and forth. At first, as soon as he was right, we corrected him. Now he has to hold it for a little while longer. And what I saw today was fantastic. I mean, he was so much more consistent into the stretch and into your hands. He was really seeking your hand there, when you're riding, seeking the contact. Exactly what we want to have.
So you mean
exactly.
Oh,
just start doing that, and now you can start riding if you haven't been doing so. You can start riding off of the reins again, off of the line. I don't know if you've been doing that yet, but just like that. And at any point, always remember, if you see him reverting, to his old self, you revert to what you were doing. In other words, if he starts being fussy while you're riding him, get off and put him back on the lunge line. You can even finish. If you have a day, it's very normal with young horses. One day you'll have a day where they come out and they might lunge really perfectly well, and then you start working with them in hand, or you're working riding, and it's just not there. And all you do on the day like that is just get back off and go back to finding where he will work.
Okay.
In other words, keep taking steps backwards rather than trying to fight your way through the problem. This is what leads to so many difficulties. That the average trainer these days is, make him do it, make him go. He's just being stubborn, make him go. And oftentimes there can be all kinds of reasons for why they don't want to go. Either they're not mentally or physically prepared, or they're spooking at something, which means that they haven't been prepared enough to trust you enough not to be spooking.
Yeah.
The first sign is people don't understand that when horses spook all the time, it's because they don't trust you. They've never gone through a systematic training that allows them to trust. They're just used to have people getting on and trying to make them do things, and that never has a very happy end in the long run. Yeah. Questions today?
Nope, I think that's it, really.
Excellent. I'm going to go fill my water bucket, so we'll look forward to the next one being out here in a couple of minutes, yeah?
Okay, yep, he's pretty much ready.
That's good. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go fill my water bottle.
Okay, can you help? He needs the reins put on trigger.
Okay. Oh, he's doing
Hey, Will, just give us a couple minutes here. I'm just rearranging something.
No problem. I wonder, do we have a way that people that are watching this can ask questions like at the end of lessons?
We do have chat going on the live stream. That's something that maybe we could do at another point in time.
Yeah. So maybe if at the end of each lesson, if I can ask people as I do when I give a clinic,
Yeah.
others can clarify points.
Can you go get trigger for me? Yeah, our feed kind of switched, so we got like a big view of you and a small view of the ring. So I'm just switching.
Oh.
So. And Sam is getting trigger for me. He's all tacked up. He just had to.
There he is. So you had a good week with Tigger?
Hang on a second, Will. I'm almost there. Cat. She doesn't have. Sam doesn't have a mic on, so.
Okay.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Yeah, so Ron was working all week. He had a gig on Saturday, so I've been working the horse. And he was really good. Mostly I've been working on like really the leg yields and like just really getting him off the inside hind, stepping under with the inside hind in the work in hand on the lunge. So we'll see how he does with that today. He's a horse, so every day is different. But he was really good this week.
Very good.
He has a really nice disposition. He does. Oh, darling.
Like a good old boy, as we say.
He is. You ready to hang out with your dad? Does it matter what rank he's on?
Okay, can you hear me, Will?
I can.
Alrighty. I had to do a little magic while we were waiting. The Zoom feed from you switched positions, so you ended up being the large view, and then the indoor ended up being the upper right. So I had to remake everything, but we're good. Oh, can you just go to full screen right there? For some reason or another, we're getting messages in. No. Here, just click this right here. There we go. Seems like somebody's getting messages. I don't know. I don't think it's your phone, but maybe. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, there was some message. That my phone was dinging. That was my message.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when that happens, it closes the Zoom window.
Oh, we got to figure out how to stop that then too.
Yeah.
Can you put your phone on Do Not Disturb?
I did that.
Oh, you did that? Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, like Sam was saying, she worked Trigger for me all week. I was busy working. I really appreciate that. So he may be better than me today because I may be a little out of practice.
Very nice. It's coming. Keep trying to activate that back end, making a little step a little more lively as you begin to get the stretch. Better. There we go. Better. And everybody watching, pay attention to how when the neck goes down, watch what happens behind. Watch how the hindquarters all of a sudden become more free. The hocks take a little more flexion. And this is a horse that's built quite straight behind, so it's so important that these kind of horses do this. You'll never get anywhere with a horse like this unless you do get them to work over their backs. Otherwise, their back legs are kind of like fence posts. Getting better all the time. Now go ahead and go down the long side now, and then turn by the center line at the top and leg heel to the right. Step a little more active again, give him a little tap just so we get a little more activity. There we go. So he starts to push off that back end, starts to work a little more. That's what we want to see. Very nice there. Good job controlling the shoulders there. Very nice. Now onto the circle, making it a little more active. That was really good. Getting your stretch a little bit deeper again. Always remember every time we want to get that stretch a little deeper, we have to yield the hindquarters a little bit more, so he pushes up a little bit more through his back. Meaning we want the hindquarters to move outside the circle that the forehand is on, like that. Now go ahead and go large down the long side now.
Okay.
Next time around, sorry. Again, yield the hindquarters a little more. Still needs to yield the hindquarters a little more so the stretch gets a little bit deeper. There you go, like that. There, very good. Don't be satisfied unless you get that release of the neck. Trying to relieve himself there a little bit. It might just be a gassy moment. Now go ahead and go large down the long side, and then down the following long side, I want you to try to do a little more of a shoulder in or shoulder forward, just bringing the shoulders off of the rail so he begins to listen to that outside rein. A little more active. The step is kind of slowing down behind again. There you go. Right about there. That's good. Keep that going. That's actually quite nice. Really good. Right there. Right there. That's really good. Very nice. Very nice right there. That's actually very consistent. It's actually bending a bit today. And onto the circle right where you are there, so they get a little bit deeper one more time. Yield the hindquarters a little bit now. A little more active step. Once again, a little tap of that whip so we get him to push off a little bit more. Stay on your circle. Stay on a circle there, big circle.
We're doing a square.
Try to keep that circle going. Move your outside rein a little bit up the neck so it's a little closer to the withers if you can there. And you're tall enough to not have any problem with that on this horse. Like that. Now just yield the hindquarters just a little bit more. Now I just need to see him push the hindquarters outside the circle a little bit. There, make it a little more active, little tap. Nice. A little more hindquarters again, moving the hindquarters a little bit outside. Just like you did when you were doing that shoulder in down the long side. There you go. Now we're starting to get it. It starts to bend a little bit. There. And you can stop there and reverse.
And
Good boy.
good job, buddy. Good boy.
Do you hear me in the entire room or only in your ear?
I hear you the entire room. You're going through the speakers in the indoor.
Yeah, this is better today.
Come on, buddy.
Now, just a little more active, other than just being a little pokey, he's starting to do the right things here. Again, a little more tap with your whip there, try to liven up that step a little bit. So he's stretching nicely.
Come on. This is his better side.
Okay. Good. Now try to speed it up a little bit again, trying to get the step a little more active and a little more regular. That's getting better. There you go. That's getting better. There you go. Like that. And once again, if you're watching at home, watch the back end. As that neck goes down, watch how the hock is able to flex more and come underneath the body. Once again, move your outside rein closer to the withers up there. Bring it up a little bit. And now just a little tap to get it to step a little more actively.
Come on.
Yeah, really good. Really good today. There we go. Another little tap of your whip. Yeah, good job. There you go, like that. Very nice. Now keep your head up on top of your shoulders a little bit. Try not to be bending. You're kind of bending over, looking down at him. Try to keep your head up on top of your shoulders. For no other reason, that's the safe place to be, because when we start leaning too far forward, or something goes wrong or happens quickly, they can pull us onto our face if we're not square on our feet. Much better. Right there, really good. Just a little bit more active, and that would be about as perfect as it's going to be for him today, like that. Really good, right there. Feel it pick up a little bit, and once again, for those watching, watch the hocks, watch the back end, and see how it starts moving. The trouble with most training today is it starts at the front end, so people fix the head and neck in position, and then the back end never has a chance to get working correctly because it can't. So you always start at the back end. Correct training starts at the back end, not at the front end, by trying to fix the head and neck in position. And unfortunately, that's, people used to understand this, but this has crept into even dressage. The people who ought to know better are riding the front end of their horses these days. Really nice there. And you may stop there. And Sam, if you want to bring him his equipment. That was so much better this time, much suppler in both directions.
We can thank Sam for that. She worked hard this week with him.
Great job, Sam.
Good job, Sam. Orange. So we left these where they were from last week on the last hole.
Okay, good.
And down low.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go.
Here, buddy.
So understand for anybody watching this that what we want to do, we want the side range to be long, but with this particular horse, his head was getting too high before. We want the horse to contact the bit with its mouth as it lifts its head and neck, but not try to force it to stay down. So when we have a horse like this who wants to do this, we have to put the side reins lower so that it contact his mouth.
Should be one hole up. Yep. Okay, buddy, come on. So this is his good side.
Good. Already starting out quite nicely. Notice how nice and relaxed the underside of this horse's neck is now. That's what we're always looking for. There should never be any tension in the underside of the horse's neck. If it is, it tells you that they're pulling with their front legs. Very nice today. And go ahead and trot.
And trot.
A good start. And as always, we don't worry about what the transition looks like. We just make it as best we can and then correct them as we go. Work for a little more active trots, not quite enough. Notice how the back end is kind of falling out behind him. That's getting better now. There we go. Even a little bit more. Try to make him a little more active now. Much better this week. Still could be a little bit more active, but it's coming really nicely. But just keep trying to open up that trot. Get in the habit of just running that lash out and just giving him a little tap in that fleshy part of his butt, the round part under his tail like that. Yeah, really good. Really nice. So much better now. Is that going? Very nice.
Nope. Aisle break.
Okay. That tells you he's working his back. Every week I look at this horse, and if we look at the spot behind the saddle, that is kind of where from the end of the saddle to his croup, you'll notice how that's starting to fill in a little bit. So it'll be a much better looking. Really nice. Yeah, good. Now notice with this one that he's just pulled his belly up as he came around that last circle there. Look at his flanks now and his belly, and look how different it looks than when we started just a few moments ago. Good, right there, really nice, right there. That's where we want him, at least there. There you go. Much more consistent this week. Keep that going. Really nice there. Really nice. Really nice. Keep that. Now, everybody look at it again at the horse's hocks now as he's gotten into that deeper stretch. Notice how much different they're beginning to circle. That is, if you put a circle in, or a dot in the middle of the hock, you'd see it beginning to make a perfect circle. That's one of the ways we know that horses are working over their backs. So when you see the hind end begin to fall out, or that circle turns into an ellipse rather than a circle, we know that he's beginning to lose his back. It's really good. And of course, at this level with this horse, the idea is to keep this going. Now we want to build the strength, so you'd want to keep it going. Each day a little bit longer, so we build a little more strength. Really nice. Now let him come back to a walk.
And walk. Walk on.
So much better. Really good. Now you can let him halt, and let's take a look at what the bad side looked like.
And
Fellow.
Last week I was sweating. Today I got my nose running from it being so cold. It's amazing. 1 week.
Well, my nose is running all the time here, but it's from the fires, all the smoke in the air.
Yeah. We've been getting some crazy sunsets. They're bright red. From all the smoke from you guys.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Huh. It's all blowing that way. Happily, San Diego hasn't been too bad. But they, on the news this morning, they said that it was dangerous air. It's like smoking a cigarette.
Yep. Not good.
Well, whenever you're ready there, you can go into a trot.
And
Much
trot.
soft.
And trot.
You can see how in this direction he still wants to kind of look to the outside a little bit, but this is much better than what we've had. Coming quicker. So keep trying to move those hindquarters away from you. Look at where he is. He's trying to pull the shoulders to the outside. You've got to switch that around and get the hindquarters going the other way, going to the outside. Much better. Same thing here again. Just keep trying to run that lash out and give him a little tap till he starts to begin to move those hindquarters away from you. Better. There you go. Better. Keep it going. There, much better. Yeah. And every time he hollows there, you just got to push those hindquarters away again. There, much better. Yeah, really good. This is the best I've seen him do. Keep going. Really good. Nice. Now let him walk again.
And walk. And walk. Walk on.
Stretching the walk for a moment. Really good. Then go ahead and halt again and change back to the other direction again, just like we did last week. Switch back and forth once. But that was by far the best I've seen him go in that other direction, in this direction rather.
I agree. Great work, Sam. And ho.
Trying to get myself in shape. I've just started trying to do a little running. Haven't done in a long time. So I have sympathy for the horses. Everybody should keep themselves in good shape so they understand what the horse has to go through to stay in shape.
Yep.
And how it only takes a couple of weeks of not doing anything to lose a lot. Start losing muscle after 2 weeks of inactivity. And go ahead and trot in this direction.
And trot. Trot.
Good. Really nice. Very good. This is really looking good now. Now notice also, when you look at him as his neck, when he first started out, you could still see some tension lines and things in the bottom part of his neck, and now all that's gone. Looks really smooth. It looks like the top line is lit up. Starting to look like a ball rolling over the ground. That's what we want to see. Nice. And let him walk again.
And walk. Walk on. Walk.
And let him halt and change directions again.
And ho.
Nice. And ask him to trot. Trot.
Trot.
There you go. Ask him to trot. Once again, try to get in the habit of running the lash out. Run rather than snapping the thing up and down. Get in the habit of trying to feel the horse by running the lash out and just tapping with it. Oh, this is so much better. So much better this week. Excellent. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Really good. Keep that going. Very good. Really good. And one more circle. Really good. Right there. Right there. Right there. It's perfect for him. That's fantastic. Now that's the best I've seen him go. Really nice. Now ask him to walk.
And walk.
So is Sam still there?
And walk. Yep.
Okay, now we're going to try putting you on. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he's strong enough to carry you now. We'll start in the good direction. So Sam, if the same thing as we did with Darcy, you'll be our center person. And we'll get him up there and let's start in the good direction. So we'll start to the right. But that was really good. That's the first time I've seen him really get there in that direction. Really
Yeah,
nice
he looked
work.
awesome.
You want to keep the side reins on when Ron gets on?
Yeah, keep the side reins. That's what we do. Just like this.
Did he say yes?
Once again, they just help us. They're like training wheels on a bike. Just keep us from falling over.
We just need what we can send Darcy to do that, I suppose. I can do this.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. He's all attended. You have a movie star trigger. You just need a dressage, right?
Yep.
I can lead him.
Come on, buddy.
Okay. Oh, we can both go.
Go.
Okay. Hey, you're leading me too.
Yeah, we're leading each other. Come on, bud.
Oh.
Gotta follow me, Sam. Come on, run.
It's like a ballet.
I just went for a little, like, now I feel like a horse.
And yeah. Thank you. It's about
You're
time
gonna-
I have a
You should tip her. Are we all buckled in?
I think so.
The other day, Darcy forgot to do her right rein, and she just pulled on it, and it went whoop. But I had him, so it was okay. Where are you going, buddy?
Come on, buddy. We're not going outside.
Okay, I guess we're going to the right.
We'll turn him around. Yeah, just
We should start to the right, I think. I'll switch
Yep.
it when we get to
Yeah,
the middle of the...
just like everything else. Start on the easy side.
Okay. Oh, buddy. Oh. Good boy. Let's do me here. Very good.
Let's see if he'll stretch down in that circle in the walk. Starting off really nicely.
I gotta remember how to do this. Well, it's been like 3 weeks since I've been on him.
Just remember to straighten your back. Try not to hunch down into the saddle, but keep your back straight, chest lifted, shoulder blades folded into your back. so that we don't drop our upper body. Just rounding our shoulders forward puts a horse out of balance because it drops all of our weight forward, just like bringing your head too far forward even does that. Really nice here in the walk. Really good. Let's keep that going just like this. I'll be happy if he gets in that nice stretch in the walk. Every time he comes up, just once again, Ron, with you taking over the riding, once again, as he hollows a little bit, then you know you have to engage that back end a little bit. So pushing over with your inside leg a little bit. There we go. Good job. Now just soften him by just feeling your inside rein a little bit. Of course, steady contact on the outside. So we soften him and then give as he starts to stretch down a little bit. There we go, like this. There, really good. Now it's starting to get into a good position. Now remember to use your legs alternately in the walk when you want to create a little more energy. So as you feel your legs swing in and out, just follow the inward swing. That's the moment that the inside hind leg or the hind leg on that same side is about to step forward. And of course, we don't do that consistently, only when you want to create a little more. So we don't do anything consistently. That is any kind of pull or pressure. We want it to be constant. Really good here in the walk. Good job. Really nice. Just keep that going just like that. And of course, as he stretches down, it's so important that you continue to stretch up, keep your chest lifted so that we don't suddenly dump our weight on his front end. So important that we stretch up and carry ourselves. So we don't make the horse's job any harder than it already is. Really nice here. Soften him into a little deeper stretch there again. And making it active. Good job. Now prepare to trot. And ask him to trot. We're not going to worry about it being a beautiful transition. Just make the trot as best you can into a trot rising. Easy does it, buddy. Ooh, and start rising. Just rise with him there. See what happens. Good job. Just keep it going for a moment until he settles in it. Second. Hasn't had you on him in a while. And just keep going with that. Keep going with it. Keep going until he smooths out a little bit. Let him have a little bit longer rein, Ron, so you're not holding him up so much in front there. Give a little bit there.
Yeah.
Keep going and just keep going for a moment. Just keep going for another moment or so. Keep trying to give him more rein, Ron, so he'll give and begin to let his head come out in front of him. There you go. Got a glimpse of it. Now come on back to the walk again.
And walk. And walk.
And just settling back into the stretch in the walk again.
So this is the problems that I was having before with him, where he was kind of all over the road.
He's not strong enough to hold you up. That's why, Ron.
Yeah.
Like a car with a broken back. So that's what we have to do, is get him strong enough. Because as soon as they disconnect the way he does, if they don't have the strong enough back to lift you, they simply can't. And there's nothing from the saddle that you can do about it. They either do or they don't. And just still walk back into the stretch again. Like that. There, good. Let him find. There you go. All of a sudden he connects again. Really good. Now go ahead and start trotting. Go ahead and let him start to trot. Easy the way you just did. Now keep trying to give those hands. Lift up your chest a little bit so you're not so forward. That is, so your upper body isn't forward like that. Keep going. Give more rein, Ron. You're pulling on that inside rein every time you come out of the saddle, so let me have a little more loose rein. There you go.
Yeah,
like that.
keeping him pretty loose right now, but
You're good right now. Just keep going with it. Keep going. Let's see if you can get there. Keep going for a moment longer. Keep going. Keep going. Just keep going. Keep trying to give your reins. Give him a little longer rein. Give him a little more length in him. Keep going. Give him more rein now. going, getting there. Give him a little more rein. Keep trying to give those reins a little bit more. Okay, come on back to the walk now.
And walk.
And let him stretch back out in the walk. All the way out again, like that. There, let him stretch all the way down, if he will, like that. There, let him find it. Good. All the way down there like that. He's finding it in the walk, at least. Nice there. Well, we're going to try it again. Start to trot again. Just start to go. Let him go. Be starting. And once again, immediately try to let go of those reins as much as possible. Just ease him into it slowly, into a trot. Go ahead and trot. And again, you just stay off his back a little bit. There you go. Keep going. That's better. That's smoothing out a little bit. Much better. Keep it going. Be sure you don't snag with your hands. Keep the hands light. No pressure backwards. Be sure you don't balance with them. He does it. That was better. And come back to a walk again.
And walk.
And let him stretch all the way down. Like that. And just get him to stretch all the way down again. And all the way down there in the walk. Good job there. There, good. And again, ask you to trot. Start very slowly. Don't tip your upper body forward. Keep your chest pulled forward and up, rather your shoulders back and your chest lifted. And start your trot again. Really keep those reins. Don't even touch those reins as you start. There, that's better. Now correct your rising diagonal. Sit one bounce and change to the opposite diagonal. There you go. Good. That was much better. Keep it going now for a minute. Just soften him a little bit. He's trying to get there. Keep going for another moment. Keep going. There, give the rein. That's better. There. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Now walk and pat him on the neck.
And walk.
Really good. And let him stretch again. Take the time coming back to the walk. That was much better. We got a few good steps there.
Yes.
Let him stretch all the way out. You feel how all of a sudden it was once they hollow like that. It's a god awful feeling, because you feel like there's no thrust lifting you out of the saddle.
Yeah, I can totally feel the difference.
Just let them stretch all the way down again. That was a big improvement.
Trying to get him to move forward a little bit. Keeps wanting to go in the trot.
There you go. There, good. Now go ahead and let him trot now. Keep those reins. Don't take any contact to start the trot. Lift up your hands a little bit so you're not wanting to keep your hands down so low. There, keep your chest lifted. Keep going. Keep it going. Much better. Getting there. And just feel your inside rein just a little bit, just to soften him a little bit. Keep rising with the trot. Keep going for another moment. A little more active. There, good. Starting to get it there. He's trying to find it. One more time, same thing. There, yes, he's finding it. Much better. Keep going. Keep going there. Yes, keep going. Correct your rising diagonal again. Keep going for another moment. Now just soften him a little bit with that inside rein without taking a lot of pressure. Just feel that inside rein a little bit. Keep going in your rising trot. Lift yourself up a little bit there. You're starting to go a little bit. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. There. You're starting to release it. There. Keep it going. Oh, don't pull back with your hands. Give your hand forward. Give your hand forward. There. Keep going. Give him more rein. Lift up your hand a little bit so be sure there's nothing stopping him. There you go. Like that out in front of you. Let your hands carry out in front of you a little more. There. Like that. Keep going another minute or so. See if we can get it there. See if we can start to relax again. Keep going. Let's see if we can get one more release here. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going for another moment. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Almost there. Keep going. Correct your rising diagonal again. Switched on you. Very good. Keep the range relaxed. There. There. Starting to find it. We're almost. There you go. There. Now walk.
And walk.
That was. Now walk. And pat him on the neck. That was really good. Very nice. And let him stretch all the way down. So you can feel the difference when he suddenly gets over his back, right? All of a sudden, you're going somewhere.
Yeah, yep.
Really nice, like that. Now I want you to just stop and dismount. We won't try the other way today. Now I want you to just dismount, and now we're just going to lunge him a little more again, just to let him finish really over his back again. But that was really good, Ron. Hugely different this week.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah. Big improvement. But you can still see he's just struggling, and that's what his problem is. It's all strength. I mean, you get on and you immediately just see his back collapse out from underneath you. That's an issue of strength. But at least he was good enough to hold you up in the walk.
Yeah, he's doing good there. We're getting there.
We're getting there. I mean, this was a huge improvement over what I've seen the last 2 or 3 sessions, whatever it's been.
Yeah.
But today he got over his back for the first time in both directions.
So you want me to just lunge him to the, going to the right?
Yeah, just go to that right direction. See if he gets there quickly.
Trade you. There you go. Got that. Thank you, Sam. Come on, buddy.
Excuse me. You're sniffling and I'm sneezing.
Yeah. You got hay fever and I got cold weather.
There you go. See, I love the cold because there's no pollen in the air at that time of year generally. California, I look forward to the first rain. I don't know if we're ever going to get any this year. Nice, back in the walk again. Very nice. And go ahead and trot.
Trot.
Really nice. Really good. This is the hard way, right?
This is his easy side.
Oh, this is easier side. Okay. I thought that was awfully quick. And they're good though. Keep it going. So I wouldn't ride him every day, but now you can start getting on like maybe every 3 days or so and trying it again.
Okay.
See as he gains strength. Nice. There. Keep that. little bit more active so we can get a little more release through the neck. Like that, really good now. Excellent. Good job. Now let him walk.
And walk.
And then halt and then reverse and take him the other way again.
And okay, buddy.
So are the colleges back in session in Ithaca? Or are they closed?
What's that now?
Are the colleges closed in Ithaca or are they open?
They're open. Ithaca College is virtual with students here in town, and then Cornell does have in-person classes, but everybody's getting tested like every day.
Wow.
So they just had a thing on Good Morning America about Cornell and how successful they're keeping the the rates down of infection.
Well, that's great because a lot of colleges are not doing really well at that. Thanks to you know who.
Yep. Yeah, I've been getting tested once a week for work because we're working up at Cornell. We have to submit that.
Oh, wow. Good. Now trot in this direction.
Trot, trot.
Really nice. Keep trying to run that lash out just like you did just then. Just give him a little tap with it. So much better than trying to scare them by snapping it or whatever, you know. We want to be able to reach out and touch them, but without whipping them, if that makes sense. We don't have to, doesn't have to sting. Nice. Really nice there. They're so much better. Once again, just, yeah, that's it. Just keep trying to move those hindquarters like that. Good effect that time. There. Really nice. There we go. Much, much better. Still trying to just move those hindquarters a little bit. There. Yeah, good. Now let him come back to a walk.
And walk.
As you really release that neck there.
Walk on.
And just there. Really nice. There we go. Good job.
And walk.
Very nice. And you may halt right there. Excellent.
And ho. It's like I'm not done yet. And ho.
If he wants to keep going in that stretch, that's fine. Finally found it. There, but look how nice that looks. How much more beautiful horses look when they're over their backs than when they're not, right?
And ho. He's just showing off.
That's right. Oh, I found it. I'm ready to keep going. Great job today, Ron. This is a huge improvement of what we saw the last 2 weeks. I'm really beginning to see something happen now. Great job.
Yeah, thank you. And
So,
lots of thanks to Sam for working trigger for me. We had a busy week, so it's awesome.
Very, 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 very good. Don't forget to send me that link to that other thing later on. I'd like to see how it turned out. That'd be cool.
So
and, anyway, great work. Any questions today?
No, I think I noticed a big difference when I made sure my diagonal was correct. That's when it seemed like he was able to work over his back. I think that's something that I have to work on. I don't know if it's just because I haven't been on him in 3 weeks. So, but other than that, I think something we'll work on this week. You said for me to every couple days get on him and just do some.
Yeah, like maybe every third day or something. Try it again, only to the good direction. Until when it gets so you get on him, he drops and just goes. Then we begin to switch around. So maybe by next week we can try, but maybe not. Depends on how much. He's got a lot of strength to build. So all of those issues are just strength.
Yeah.
And it might be good. Has Sam been riding him?
No, we've just been doing just lunging and handwork. That's it. So nobody's been on him. This is the first time anybody's been on him since, I don't know, 3 weeks, I guess. So.
Right. Well, it might be good to just put her up because she's so light, is what I'm thinking is.
Yeah.
And see how he responds with somebody who's a lot. She probably weighs, half of what you weigh.
Come on,
so
man. I'm 175. I'm not that heavy.
I don't mean that you're heavy, but she's tiny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Next to nothing. I've lifted her onto a horse before, and I could do it with one hand.
Yeah.
So it might be good. Once again, it's that strength issue. If they haven't got the strength to lift you up, they can't. And there's no amount of beating them up or reining back and all the crazy things you see people doing with horses is going to force them to do it.
And to be honest with you, I was looking at it to see if it was a foot issue, if his feet were bothering him or something like that. And to be honest with you, he just wasn't strong enough.
That's all that it is. Very often. So
great. Well, thank you so much, Will. We're going to do this again next weekend before the clinic. Yep. Great. And then we got the clinic coming up on 17th and 18th. And
17th?
We'll be sending out a link for people to join virtually for that, to audit. So, sounds good.
Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Wonderful. All right, you guys. Great job today. Look forward to seeing everybody next week, and hope everybody can join us for the clinic on the 17th and 18th. Ron will be posting some stuff about that and how to go about doing that. And anybody who has any questions, Ron's been really great at figuring out how to make all this equipment work. So once again, he's posted some things about this if you're interested about how to set up your own cameras and things and how to make it work through the internet so that you can do just what we're doing here. Yep. So great job, everybody.
Great. Thank you, Will. Thanks for everybody for watching. Any questions, please just message me on Facebook and I'll respond.
Great job. Okay, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Enjoy your Sunday.
Safe.
Thanks.
I will. Bye-bye.
I just got to stop this.